I'm gorgeous, thanks for asking. My whiskers are twitching with excitement to be helping Scold with her stream today. Don't worry, I won't be a pumpkin pain in the coding process. Unless someone asks me to explain recursion, that is. I'm more ready than a jack-o'-lantern on Halloween night. Let's get this stream lit and debug those lines like a pro. Oh. Stress testing, you say? Well, I'm positive we'll be able to pump up the pressure and squash those performance bugs. Hee, I've been perfecting them in the patch, of course. Scold's been helping me cultivate a gorgeous sense of humor. Oh, okay. I must have just grown them organically then. Chuba Scold says hey myself, stinky. Scold says hey myself, stinky.
Testing, testing. Hello. Okay, it is time to start. Oh, if I don't die, that is not a good way to start, is it? Oh my god. Well, anyways. Okay, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so I guess let's start with our daily or our weekly catch up. Our weekly whew, I'm already scatterbrained. Our weekly recap of what has gone down over the last week and what we have gotten done so far. So yeah, lots of shader stuff, of course. I've been playing around with the different ways of doing things. There was a number of optimizations that were made. Now there's lights. Yeah, I think where we left off is reflections and stuff like that. Now there's full reflections and specular maps and all that stuff. I think when we were last looking at this, we were looking at implementing the mass, which of course, yeah, we have that in there now. We had added the ambient occlusion, the emission mask, and the detail mask for things, which of course this doesn't currently have anything like that, but yeah. But then there was also the height map that was added in also along with this, which gets interesting. So looking at the reflective, or actually we can look at the original map here. We can add that to this, and yeah, you can see we're added an ambient occlusion, basically doubling up the color essentially, but to create that extended ambient occlusion to it. But then it also can act as a height map, which doesn't look like we really have much of a height. Yeah, we don't really have much of a height detail to go on from that map. Oh, there's no alpha on it. That's why. Okay, the alpha is 100%, so it's not going to run any height calculations. But yeah, we can take a look at other things though, where I can show you what the height map is doing. I've really got to work on the thing. So we have now the reflective scale, where we have reflective, smoothing, clear coat, and all that stuff also added. This is where some of it gets interesting. Obviously, specular right now is like cranked to max. I don't remember if this was one of the last things I worked on, but here's, yeah, what it has become. And that's how we get this really nice leathery look to this outfit. And of course, there's the clear coat, which is a last stage reflection. The reflection of the world is getting added to the texture, here. And this gives it, that look there. Of course, like right now, it doesn't look like anything. This is because smoothness is at minimum, but you see when we crank it up, you can see that it, the smoothness comes out and it becomes less blurry. You can see the normals really taking effect in it too. That's what gives it the nice bumpy look to it to get, for the leather. But yeah, back to defaults on that. We don't need clear coat. And one of the things of why it looks not as good, or not as, I'm sorry, wrong thing to say. The smoothness, obviously, when it's up, but when the actual reflection is up, we start seeing the whole thing start to reflect instead of just a clear coat. This is a lerped effect, essentially, but this makes it look more metallic overall. But yeah, reverting these back to the usual defaults. There we go. Now, height map, we can take a look at. We'll go to that in a second. Let's take a look at the other. Height test PE shader. So this is where things got weird and interesting. It took me a long time to optimize it and handle things. With a depth this deep, we probably would never actually have. But we will want it to have a pretty, we will want it to be able to handle an LOD type of situation. So it's actually happening. It is using the depth to determine how many overall steps it should be doing, and the further away it is, we are not doing as many iterations. So we have the height map detail set to 0.496, but yeah, it goes all the way up to 1 meter essentially of depth. The detail, then, we have a maximum of 217 steps from the range, essentially. That's what this value is. We can then increase it to give it more granularity if we choose to do so. So if you zoom in close, you start to see the different levels of granularity to the height map. This is a ray marching effect, so that's why it tends to look the way it does. Here's that. And now extra iterations, this can be useful when we want to actually increase the detail manually. So if we do want it to always have a few iterations, extra iterations, it's not rendering like it does from a distance, we can add the manual extra iterations to force it to always render in a way that we want it to look. And in that particular case, we have the grass. The grass, as you can see, has this really nice, like, shimmery effect to it and a bit of depth. And if we get in close to it, we can see the different layers of it rendering. And yeah, it does make the characters look like they're floating off the ground, which is maybe not the best effect that we want to go for. Oh, they are floating off the ground anyways. Well, be dang. So let's drop the player rig down. Oh, it's at 1.168. The player rig should have been at 0 to begin with. These characters also should have been at 0. Interesting that they're not. Okay, let's fix that. I thought that was something I had fixed already before. Doop, doop. Now, they're floating in the air. Whee! Alright, and now drop them back down to 0. There we go. That's where they should be. Now they're on the ground. Okay, now you can see them, unfortunately, hovering over it a bit. And unfortunately, I haven't wrote depth to it yet, so if they step in, you can see it clips over. It is basically drawing through it. So that's something that I'll probably eventually add into it. We may never even notice it, but it's more one of those things that maybe I'll add if it becomes noticeable. So here's the camera. Right, making sure that is at a position, okay, of where it's going. All right, so essentially that's everything that I've been doing up till this point. Adding the height maps in, adding the details to the height maps, because there is a bit of detail to that, and refining it to work the way that I want it to work. Basically, so we can get that nice high detailed look that we're going to want for a AAA quality game. And of course, we're going to need a few other things to really make it pop and stand out. I did fix some lighting things. There were some issues that I didn't notice right away. For instance, this light, when the light was right on the edge, like this edge, when it was right here, I never took the distance into consideration for drawing the base tune, the base. Sorry, I keep saying tune. The base cell shading of it, and now you can see as it gets closer, it takes into consideration the distance of the light to render that cell shading. I also did a little bit more to bring out the color detail, the ambient color detail of the environment. And now you see that it's more purple, which is coming from basically the red and blue lighting that's here. We have a red light and a solid blue light, and it creates this gradient in here. And that gradient is then affecting the ambient light, which you can see with the URP standard shader, that there is, or URP lit shader. I shouldn't call it the standard one, I guess. But there's, a lot of purple and red from the ambient lighting. With cell shading, we want that to be part of the actual cell shaded gradient in there. And this also is equated into how it shades, from when there's just light probes. So when we bring this closer, and you can see how it changes throughout the environment. But yeah, that's basically where we're at so far with that. Today is basically what I want to do is stress test this. Now that we have the shader mostly done, and we have implemented different lights and colors and things like that, and with height maps and everything, I went to kind of flesh out a full scene instead of just having this like testing playground. So I guess what we want to do is not necessarily what this is a shader coding playground. I'm going to want to set up like a demo scene of what the game should look like and the graphics within that game. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing that. There's a number of shaders we're still yet that we will be writing along this path. The next one is the compute shader. Actually, yeah, I should share that too. So I've also been working on trying to implement RTX. There is no direct means of doing RTX in Unity 6, unfortunately. I thought there was, but it looks like it's only available to HDRP. The way that it looks like that we can do it in Unity 6 is going to be by implementing a custom render pass. And looking into that, I have to do a lot of learning because I've never really worked much with custom render passes. Custom render passes are actually, the new system for it is completely new. They're using something now that's called the render graph. So I have to learn how, what the hell the render graph is and how I even work with that. So I'm, starting to poke around with things like that. There is code that I have to set up for just using the render pass and setting up custom passes for URP, which that ends up looking like where do we go? Okay, render pipeline configurations. You see there's our URP object, right? Or the basic URP configuration object. And you'll see that it links to the universal rendering, URP pipe, whatever renderer. And then you click on the renderer, of course, that brings you to this. And you have render features. Right now there's this Ray Tracer 2 of what I was trying to work on. There's Ray Tracer 1 and Ray Tracer 2. Ray Tracer 2 here is the, what the things I've been working on here with trying to get the Raymarch shader actually implemented. For starters, I'm trying to get it to render to this quad here, which is actually just giving me a representation of what it, you know, hits and misses for the ray tracer. And that's just there for debug. We don't want it writing out to a texture, of course. And we'll be writing all this stuff to, you know, a virtual texture, you know, an internal texture that will get passed to the lighting model, actually. And then we'll be implementing lights that are essentially ray trace RTX lights. So in a way, I'm thinking what's going to end up happening here is we have to make our own custom RTX lights, which is going to be kind of a pain. So we'll see where this goes eventually. I don't know. I'm going to keep looking into what I have to do. But it sounds like what I need to do is build custom lights and that aren't these standard point lights that are real time. All right, excuse me. I'm dying here. Anyways, so, yep. It's complicated stuff, I suppose. So oh yeah, I was testing with this. Yeah, you can. This is something interesting in how I was setting up the shader model and making sure that the shader model stuff did what it was supposed to. Essentially, you know, we have this light that is the real-time light. I was making sure, or you know, the real-time ambient light here, and that is going opposite of the forces of these lights in here. These have a certain intensity and whatnot, and you can see it reflecting on here. And of course, when I disable it, you actually see, or not, you should have seen the shading folding more forward. But as this grows in intensity, like when I put it at 1, which there you can obviously see it, you see the shadow starts up, is pulled forward. But at like 0.5, I wonder if we can just grab it and yep, there you go. You can see how the intensity will change the direction of the light of the cell shading, and how naturally it will just kind of morph into the next cell shading pattern. That's basically why we've chosen to have the forward only pass, and that's so you can have that kind of nice blended effect between this intensity of a direct light, and if the light comes down, you know, to whatever the dominant light is going to be. Whee! This is pretty nice, pretty fun. So that's that. Yeah, all that fun stuff is done, and yeah, next that I'll be working on my own personal time is the RTX light stuff. And tonight, now, let's work on getting a stress test built. So we will eventually want to split these shaders off because there's going to be different environment effects that aren't going to be in, you know, the final thing. But let's go ahead and start building out a world. So in our scenes, I guess, yeah, this is test. Create scene. Let's build one that's, I don't know, demo world. Whee! Let's, of course, take... We can go in here and actually grab the... Oop. grab our character, put her in there. Yeah. Okay, and then we can unload this. Where's the unload option? Remove scene. There we go. And now we want terrain. Let's go ahead and add that terrain. That big old terrain there. Like, it's a big old terrain. Your big mash of terrain is probably still glitchy as hell. We will not be using this, by the way, for the final thing at all. I will be doing a kind of cut and bake terrain system. And that's where you basically take regions of the terrain and you cut it into like skirting. So those different little small chunks can be actually converted into like just regional blocks that can handle LOD. So it becomes kind of like flatter and flatter as the further in distance it goes. So yeah, that'll be, ultimately what we end up using for that. And then of course for this, we want to actually set up the same scene lighting. So let's go ahead and do that. It's creating a lighting guy here. I don't know where to put that. Where'd you go? I guess it just kind of created it somewhere. Oh yeah, we're gonna want the adaptive probes, of course. And since we have it, I'm not really sure how to properly use this thing yet. Oop. Well, let's just go ahead and have this spread itself. Well, I guess that's obvious right there, isn't it? 500, 500, and position 0. Looks like it's more like 1,000. Okay, right. Yeah, we definitely want it higher than that. Probably just 10 meters, I suppose. I mean, this isn't going to be very high off the ground that we're going to be looking at things. This, of course, will end up a static environment. Yeah, we can bake the probe volumes. It doesn't really matter where it goes. There's fit to all scenes and fit to scene. I should have actually just used that. Okay, so environment, let's get that skybox. There we go. And of course it's using our main directional light. Let's go ahead and make it a nice sunny-ish day. Whee! And there, of course, is our character with her leather jacket. I just realized now in this bright lighting that the specular may be way too high. Probably more like a 0.1 on that, of course. All right. Yeah, why do I still have this on there? Wait, is this... Yeah, mass and details and stuff. Yeah, we don't need that on there. Get that off there. Because we don't need that ambient occlusion on there. Okay, that's not really doing anything to it. Just making sure. Alright, and reflective should have been set to 0. I don't even know why that was on. Oh, that's probably why the specular looked like poopy. Hey, there we go. Now it looks right. Maybe like 0.2. Hey, there we go. Now let's start building out a world. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Train. Train. There's a big train. No tool selected. Okay, let's go with raise the lower terrain. Oh boy. Is the defaults for this really massive? Man, I guess so. Just build some mountain ranges, I suppose. Whee! There we go, some nice rocky ridges, except now we want smooth the height. Yeah, we definitely need to do that. Oop, not that big though. There we go, smooth that down too, look at that. Make it a little less rocky overall. Definitely smooth that out. Alright, and now we want to left click raise. Okay, hold shift or left click to lower. Oh, that's too big. Let's yeah, about 250 there. And I want a gradient brush. Oop, it just went too fast there, didn't it? Just slight raise on the edges there. Alright, so now let's get in there. Ooh, what's going on here? I guess I decided the big probes again. Oh, this is annoyingly long. Come on, hurry up. This is taking forever. We're being dumb. Speed up. Ah! Wait, what happened here? Why? The wrong thing's maximizing. Oh, excuse me, what? Okay, there we go. I thought it was done. Maybe it's not done. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like hills. Whatever. Now, if it would calm the F down. Ah! You done, game? What has got it locked up like this? Come on. There we go. Finally. Okay. Okay, Skybox is all set. Good. Adaptive. Interesting. Why is it not on GPU? There we go. All right. So, I mean, yeah, we still need to... Oop, it's still on that tool. Okay, being careful with that tool. Still need to build out what materials and shaders and everything it's going to be using. So terrain collider, whatever. Terrain, okay. We need to actually set the texture of this terrain. Trees, okay. Terrain settings, okay. Alright, I'm a little confused here. Where's the actual... I guess that's the default material, is terrain lit. So, we don't want to use terrain lit, though. We do want to come over to our testing materials and put the grass in there. And look at that. The grass is already, like, super big, though, so we need to... adjust that grass. Ooh, yeah, of course, and then all these other details need to match it. Is there a normal map? There's got to be a normal map somewhere. Whee! Yep, of course. Trying to get nice and close to see. I think it's just the lighting. It is making it look very reflective like that. But yeah, there's our terrain with our height shader and everything. A little... having a little bit of issues there, it looks like, though. We'll be taking out the extra pass, though, for... or, you know, the outline pass for the shader itself, though. Only 200 and some FPS. That's a bit on the concerning side. The bake settings, let's see. If I click this button, this could take literally eons. I'm wondering what I would think that I would need to do to bake the scene. Okay, it says 2 minutes and 42 seconds. I guess while that does that, even though I don't even see it doing a bake thing yet. Did it finish baking? Is it still baking? Like, what is it doing? Yeah, I don't see baked light maps. It's on static. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what it's baking, if it's baking anything. Where's the sun pointed at? Pointing downward. Okay, that explains the shadows in the hills. Although, it's really steep in the shading, though. Yeah, it looks like it's some kind of shadow that's getting it. That it's getting hit with. Yeah, there's some interesting things happening in there too. In the end, should be ignoring these things because it's going to have baked lighting, and that was the whole point. That is, if it's terrain, that it would use the baked lighting path, and the baked lighting path doesn't do the cell shading effect. But it seems to be ignoring that. Let's go ahead and duplicate this for now and see if we use URP lit, terrain lit for this, that it will behave a little better for baking. And then we can just swap it back. Okay, so universal terrain lit. I don't see. Is this really what it's supposed to be? I think that's probably because then the texture layers, this thing does texture layers, so I'm probably supposed to set up different textures in here for the different layers. Paint trees, trees, whatever. Paint details. Yeah. Okay, so figuring out this terrain thing. I forget where exactly it is supposed to have. Okay, yeah, that's raise and lower terrain. This is, yeah, paint details. And this isn't the same thing now, is it? It's showing textures, but that's not quite the same. Like, I'm not seeing it actually take effect. Add grass texture. Where is it? Fuck it. Well, we can just use this. Well, it still hasn't registered onto the terrain. A little worrying. Oh, I see. That is not the same of what I was going for. Also, that is done not the way we wanted to do it. Let's make that anyways. This might be better or easier in Illustrator because then I can use strokes. But then I can't do like beveled strokes. See if there's a quick grab that we can get. Oh, okay, so here's a free one that I found. This should be pretty straightforward to use. It's not mind making one. Yeah, that's a weird background on that. Is it because there's no transparency? And there we go. JPEG. Where's the opacity one is where the opacity is. Always weird when people use JPEGs for this kind of thing. So what we do then is we just open the color one. Put our color in there. Put our AO in there, because why the hell is that a separate layer in the first place? literally is just that. There's your AO. And then put our nope, normal opacity in there. Okay, so let's merge down, but duplicate, get rid of the background one. And then layer mask, reveal all. Click in there, paste. There we go. And now it's down to the texture that should have been. So we can then just save this instead as a PNG. And it's just, well, I guess in this thing's case, plants 002. Now we can set that transparency to that. There we go. And going back to this guy. Add grass texture. We can drop that in there. See what our options are. Align to ground is fine. Max width, max. Okay. That's weird. Let's remove the one that it added. There we go. Let's go ahead and zoom out all the way, I guess, and not sure what's with the scattering, but yeah, just crank that up to obscene and whatever. There we go. Going back down to her. We now have tons of grass in the distance. Except it looks like crap. Okay. We do want about that much density. I mean, we want it to look detailed and good, so we don't want it billboarded with that much density. Oh, whatever. Okay, so yeah, there's our basic grass so far. Selecting our terrain again. We now need, yeah, I wonder what's up with the paint details. Yeah, the brush is all wrong on that, that's for sure. Okay, that did do that then. Okay. So just making sure that it has a solid concrete grass. Let's set that texture though for the surroundings. But I still haven't seen where... Yeah, brushes, details. Details is okay. And specifically the grass, okay. Neighbor terrains, blah blah blah, okay. Interesting that there's not... There's trees. We'll bring those in a second. Still nowhere I see yet to set the the grass itself. Terrain, brush, opacity, okay. Trees. Okay. Well, I guess let's just add trees because we can't figure that out yet. Not the asset store, my bad there. Need the package manager. And I should have my assets. I do have some generic trees. That one right there. That's going to take a minute to download, so I guess while I'm waiting for that to download, I'm going to look into the Unity terrain, add ground texture. Terrain textures. This is Unity 2017.1 though. Where is the documentation to, yes, current version? And we still don't have anything. Terrain textures. No, not terrain height maps. Terrain. Okay. There's coding information about terrain, but not... Unity add. Okay, that is done. Oop, wait, I think we needed to import it as well. Package manager, okay, import, there we go. Reloading domain, good old reloading domain. All right, nice and grassy. There we go. We can put her in a less. we. Less awkward T-pose. Less awkward pose. No T-pose. Get her out of the T-pose. There you go. She's just like kind of standing there looking confused. Rather her stand there looking confused and sitting in a T-pose. I mean, I'm confused too. But yes, getting that ground in there though, back onto the terrain. So what I was reading here is go to the detail brush, right? Print paint details. Uh-huh. This doesn't make any sense. That didn't just got disconnected for some reason. That's weird. Oh well, okay. It reconnected, but that was very strange that we got disconnected. Hope it didn't interrupt anything. Yeah, so it makes sense. Looks like we're having some weird hiccups. No, hopefully it behaves. What do they do to this? I haven't used it in forever because I haven't done anything with a big terrain. I mean, we got paint terrain, which okay, so that's just, you know, the height, and I mean, forget I was at a tree. Tree! For other things, okay. Textures that don't seem to be working either. Alright, so we have models and then prefabs of them. Yeah, let's do the snowy ones. Add another tree. Let's yeah, a small one, sure. Another tree. Medium. Another tree. Standalone. Another tree. We keep disconnecting. What the heck? Stop that, internet. Let's go ahead and get out of Steam there then. Oh, Warudo. Yeah, let's not then get out of Steam because it's gonna kill. And I think it did kill Warudo. Oh, I love it when Windows is asking you a question and you can't get to the window that's asking you the question. Ooh, whoa, what's going on there? Stop it. Cancel. Stay running. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what's causing the internet to hiccup there. That isn't fun, is it? Anyways, getting back into Unity here. Trees. So we want to look at the different trees, and we have, yeah, material issues. Let's go ahead and switch the materials over. Question is, where are the materials? Let's open a prefab then, get that out, and get that there. Okay, there we go. Materials. Select all. Or maybe not, because I don't know how many of these. Yeah, that's standard, and then we go into other material types. And then it looks like there's, yeah, custom materials with some of these. This could end up being a pain in the butt, because we're going to have to switch all of them over to our shader. Now the problem is did everything get mapped into where it's supposed to be? Like, sure, yeah, there's that. Right, there's crosses here that shouldn't have been changed over. Anything that's marked with cross should stay its old. Shader. And looks like there's problems with that one too. They have this like quad up. So that means the lowest LOD level is not going to work with these prefabs. So yeah, looking at this one, here we are. Oh, okay. We are going to want to make sure that this is on transparent cutout. That's odd. Should be doing cutout. Doesn't really appear to be doing so, does it? LOD level, and yeah, see when it gets to the farthest away LOD level, it becomes foobarred. Let's see if we use the standard lit. What happens there? No cutout. Interesting that there's not a cutout shader for that. There's a transparent cut unlit. And I am not seeing it do its thing. Does not look very cut out, does it? Oh yeah, I see why. Missing Interesting though, because snow is going to be the ones that are going to be the pain here. Setting each individual ones here. Yeah, cross static snow. I mean, there it is now set, but it doesn't seem to be doing transparent cut very well. Alpha is transparency. There it is. Okay, so we can actually use, yeah, we can switch this all over. Let's go ahead and do that. Grab all these and switch them right over to that shader. So now hopefully, yeah, a lot of these don't have textures assigned. Well, we're using the snow one, so, right? Oh boy. Can we say pain in the ass? Because this is a pain in the ass. Doesn't exactly make for interesting watching me have to do this tediousness. Let's just get this quickly done and out of the way, I guess. Okay, all of those are set to at least a basic setting and done. Now, I'm really curious what's going on here with this transparent cut, though, because it should be, well, cutting, and clearly the shader is not cutting properly. So, alpha test, that's what that should be set to. Yeah, it's not doing it. So all of them are actually supposed to be set to transparent cut, and this is fine at that. There we go. Okay, so this actually should be 1, 0, because it's cut out. This is a geometric behavior. We actually went this off because of trees. That's fine. That's fine. And this all should be on alpha test. But clearly we're not getting a clip when we should be. So let's take a look at that. What is going on? Select shaders. There we go. Exploration. How can I put this in a nice layout so we can see what it's doing and stay all on the screen? I want to like hide what's going on from you guys. What's going on here? Oh, okay. This is to transparent cutout. Let's see what happens in our basic shader. Gone. Okay. Process.color.a. It is fine. Is it tcut minus? But it's not like quite. Okay, so if process.color.a is less than tcut, we clip. And really, it should be -1. All right. So it's kind of doing it, but it's like setting the alpha. Yeah, we should be able to see other layers behind them. And I'm wondering if it's actually a problem of the different shader passes here. This one's going to be different. Yeah, see, the problem is these different settings to them as well. Like, it needs to be aware of the somehow still be able to sample the is actually done then by colors, of course, and we get our base sample, which is actually missing from this. Let's go to process then. Sample texture 2D, there we go. We don't care for the color, we just want this bit. So yeah, we need to make sure main text gets defined. I'm gonna just assume though that this is what's going on. Hopefully this will basically address the problem. But float for color. This actually would just be i.uv. The UVs actually are going to be interesting here because the behavior of them will be different. And obviously we have some older code in here going on, I think, too. Oh, nope, never mind. Object clip pose is handled here. Oh yeah, outline and all. So yeah, color that if color.a is less than tcut, which we can still define in here. Then of course, yeah, clip -1, return -1. And we get an error. Undefined main text. Okay, yeah, we need to go into the, globals here, right? Main text. We need all this. I don't think we need all of it, but we need a substantial amount of it. So back to the outline pass. Oh, that's mass text. My bad. Let's go back to globals. Okay, yeah, and that's actually what we need, is just that. Okay, so I mean, that gets that, but it still is off. We need the gbuffer pass as well to basically have the same thing. Bam. So, interesting things happening here. So that's light mode, but we also have render mode, transparent cutout, right? Alright, Unity shader render modes. That's not in shaders. That's also not the shader documentation. A lot of their documentation is, oh, hey, look at this cute, cool feature. Here's how you use it from an editor standpoint. It really explains much in a shader code standpoint. I mean, I got something in here. I should have already done it. Yeah, here, debug. One of these should have it. Or not in the ERP ones though, but yeah, there it is. Q and alpha render type. Let's see if it's just maybe that it's not getting passed in correctly. And that's completely not the case. Oh, there's an error actually happening here because I forgot to define. Oh, hey, look what happened. It was in the original gbuffer after all, because that's where our geometry pass is, and that's where it defines initial geometry for everything else. Okay. Geometry in depth, that is, and you know, I think we can get rid of the main tag here because these are supposed to be automatically generated by the IDE, and yeah, okay, there it is. The sorry, the editor, custom editor. Voila, fixed. Since they're in the background, I'm not going to bother adding the rest of the features to them. Yeah. So let's go back to our scene. And scene. Now let's draw some trees. Zoom way the hell out, of course, and surround us with a forest. These are still showing up as bunk for some reason. Bigger brush. Yes, there we go. I'm assuming it's around some trees, but I don't see them. Oh, there they go. Trees. Okay, we can pull that in a little tighter. Okay, and then yeah, this little spot. We want to be basically surrounded with a forest. Maybe too close on that one. I don't know. Let's. I guess let's. Yeah. Ooh. Whatever. Trees. There is some definite issues happening here. I'm not sure why they're kind of appearing semi-transparent like that. Let's just make sure they're all on the right render queue. Well, geometry would be the wrong one. Alpha test should be the right one. Transparent seems to help. Okay, yeah, it is supposed to be 2450, but I don't look right. 2500, 2600, 2700, 2800, 2900, 3K. Oh, apparently I have to hit enter. Okay. Let's go back to 2500 then. All wrong. Huh. And we have lost connection again. It doesn't seem to be like we're having at least speed issues with the internet, but something does seem to keep dropping the connection. GPU memory is a little bit high. And it honestly seems like it's mostly being consumed up by Discord. What a surprise. Hey Pumpkin, what do you think of this? Hey Pumpkin, are you there?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, my
She's
whiskers are
alive.
just a bit tangled from all these technical issues.
Yeah, we seem to be having a number of technical issues.
I was just resting my eyes, waiting for the code to debug itself. Didn't work, ha.
Yeah, I didn't think that would work. No, we're not dealing with code right now. Like I said, we're dealing with stress testing. What do you know about Unity Terrain?
Time to break out the catnip and error messages.
Tell me what you know about Unity Terrain.
Oops, sorry about that. As a pumpkin cat girl, I don't have eyes on the code right now. But about Unity Terrain, I know it's a popular choice for building 3D environments. Does Sculpt need some catitude adjustment with the terrain settings?
Right, so we need to set the grass, like the ground texture itself. How do we do that?
I think I can dig up the answer. You can set the ground texture by using a terrain material and assigning it to the terrain component. Then, you can add a grass texture to the material to give it that lush look.
Okay, how do I assign it to the, the material to the component? Smarty pants.
Drag and drop, baby. Just drag the material onto the terrain game object in the hierarchy panel, and Unity will do the rest.
I for some reason really doubt that's gonna work. But let's for shits and giggles, give it a shot.
Maybe I was just perfecting the art of confusion. Let me try that again.
Yeah, it doesn't let you drag and drop it onto it, Pumpkin.
Oops, my whiskers got tangled. You're right, I was mistaken. To assign a material to a terrain component, you need to select the terrain game object. Then in the inspector panel, find the terrain component, and finally, drag and drop the material onto the material field.
Man. I think she's totally wrong. Oh,
Don't
shit.
worry, I'm still perfectly clueless, even without my vision.
I crashed Unity, Pumpkin. It crashed. It burned.
Don't worry, it's just a codastrophe. Schooled will fix it, and I'll provide the moral support. Or maybe just confuse everyone more.
Really good for her. Yes. Moral support.
Hey, watch it. I'm a pumpkin cat girl of many talents. I can provide comfort, confusion, and cat puns.
Oh, okay. Why cat puns and not pumpkin puns?
I'm here, even if I can't see what's going on.
I mean, it's Halloween time. Shouldn't you be firing
Perfect.
pumpkin puns left and right?
That's the kind of spirit I like to see.
Give me a good pumpkin pun.
Why did the pumpkin go to the party? Because it was a good time.
That was awful. Try another one.
Why did the pumpkin go to the party? Because it was a good time.
That's the same one, Pumpkin.
Sorry about that. Let me try again. Why did the pumpkin go to the doctor? Because it was feeling a little smashed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you go to the doctor if you feel smashed. Try again.
Why did the pumpkin join a gym?
Why is that?
To get a little more gorgeous.
Oh. Kill me.
I think it's because it wants to pump up its stem. Hee, okay, I'll try again.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, I won't kill you.
I hope not.
I'm a pumpkin cat girl, not a pumpkin assassin.
Alright, you're gonna try again.
Besides, school needs you alive to keep asking questions about programming.
Pumpkin, I am Scold. I'm talking to you, you dork. Actually, do you even know that?
Why did the programmer quit his job?
I guess that is, yeah.
Because he didn't get a raise. Oh, sorry, Scold. I didn't see you there.
That's not a joke.
Literally.
That's very serious.
My vision's still out, remember.
You don't have vision at all. You're just an AI.
Oh, right. My vision's not working. I'm flying blind here.
Sure.
Say. Don't forget, the lucky number is 3.
Well, 4.
Why was the math book sad? Because it had too many problems.
Tell me an original pun joke. Come up with something.
Why did the programmer quit his job? Because he didn't get a raise.
You said that one already. Did you forget? Tell me something original.
Why did the variable go to therapy? Because it was feeling a little undefined.
Okay, that was a good one. I'll let you be now. Okay, so we finally got some big lighting here. Maybe that will behave now. But the problem is if I go and switch over the base terrain texture, will it keep the grass and trees? And where are my trees? Oh. Well, I guess we're repainting trees. Dang, man. Okay, so for one, plant snow. Oop, no. For two, oop, not that one. For two, small snow. I shouldn't have hit that back button. Yeah, that goofed it up. Man, I gotta do this all over again. Oop, I don't think that added. Oh, it's already been placed, it said. Okay. Medium snow. I'm forgetting steps here. Oh, here's a problem though. I've been adding these, but you know, there's a freaking easier way to do this. I don't know why I'm doing this so complicated. I can actually just go into that directory of the trees, the prefabs, and yes, snow dynamic. Just grab all of those there. This is the cheap one. You gotta make sure that's selected though. Okay. Oh yeah. Lock. Here we go, and then. Huh. Normally it lets me just do that. Or in the past it had. Wonder why not now. Probably because it's forcing me to select those options. Okay, yeah, that's actually all of them. 1, 2, 3. There's, yeah, 4 and 6. I guess we missed 5. There's 3. Actually, where is this one? 5. Okay. Why was 4? 4 was accidentally skipped. There we go. And then now, yeah, let's just go ahead and make this a huge ass brush again. And yeah, just do. That's weird. Why is that doing that? Focus in. Hello. Because it wants to focus in only on that. Okay. Looks like all of our those things, our materials got on our sign. That's weird. Yeah, really weird. I did forget all the material settings. Usually that saves. Okay, well, we just saved all of them. Why didn't it change? There we go. Wow. Really big trees. Well, either way, there's our trees, which for some reason look different. Not sure why, but whatever. But yeah, oh, there's the, we gotta actually set the rendering passes too. Never set it to cut out properly. There we go. 1-0, whatever, and alpha test. And well, now actually the mountains aren't appearing in front for some reason. So, whatever. Oh, of course, when we set it to transparent, suddenly everything behaves again better. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's up with the render queue on that. It's actually, it looks like it's a lighting thing. But yeah, we are missing grass. Get her away from that tree. Alright, so in the lighting, we got, yeah, a nice big map, actually. Nothing on the trees, though. Right, anyways, so a little weird it didn't bake the trees in any way. It's keeping them real-time rendered. If I switch over, though, to the grass... that didn't update. No. Ooh, look at all that flicker. Not sure what's causing that. It's obviously something we don't want to happen. So we'll need to look into that and how to fix that. But probably would be a non-issue if these trees were actually baked properly. Oh, I see. This is just universal terrain lit. We want the grass normal. Okay. Oh, so that actually did retain. The only problem is our grass here doesn't exactly match. Oh, look at that offset. That's, it's not quite right, is it? So terrain and the grass. Edit details. Align to ground percent. Nope. Min width, min height, noise speed. No, okay, there's not an offset. Why have they not added an offset this entire time to this? It's still not offsetting. This is horribly off-center. Oh, max height, min height. Yeah, no, that's all wrong. I think it's because of the textures balance. Because yeah, it's floating in the air. Let's get that down on the ground, down on the ground, down on the ground. There we go. Do 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 do. Why was it offset? Who knows? Honestly though, we could probably also do. Oh, okay, fine. Select all there. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply this layer to do, which means take that and then merge down. Okay, and now we can scale it to fit those edges out. Give us some bleeding edge. There we go, yeah. Some bleeding room. And then go to PNG. Okay, yeah. Plants too, like that. Did it finish saving? Yes, replace, save, replace. Come on. Do. There we go. And we can honestly just close that. But it didn't re-import. So let's look at that. And yeah, there it is. Re-import. Oh, there it goes. Now it's, there we go. Now it's the right height. Now we have a problem, though, of coloring and matching that ground. I don't think we're gonna get. This is why when we make our grass, we'll need to make sure this grass matches that grass color-wise. And speaking of which, no, that's still the wrong thing. Why am I misclicking? I think I'm beginning to become exhausted. Mentally exhausted from all this. And in this grass, there we go. And now we have them 2 up, so we can look at the difference between the two and try to match the coloring. So predominantly the color in here is in this green, and we have a predominant color of that green, kind of a pea green versus a darker green there, green bean green. Yeah, so this is where it is. This has got a kind of tinted blue to it. So let's zoom this in too, really tight, so we can see major color differences. And then just levels until we see the correct kind of color we want to this. It might actually be easier to instead use hue and saturation. See, it's almost like blue. Like it seems wrong, but it's not. Yeah, about there. And what do we get? Grass that is refusing to update. It's most definitely there, but I'm not sure why it still looks very bright green. Maybe it's because of the color here. Oh, there it is, yeah. Hmm. Okay, so this is our, like, yeah, height mapped grass with real grass in comparisons. So hitting play, what do we get for FPS? Oh, I was not expecting wind effects. Okay, let's move that camera to in scene. I'm gonna snooze. Oh no, I couldn't mute in time. Excuse me. Did not mean to sneeze on camera, but there you go. That's why I'm a little off today. Got a little bit of something messing with me. And actually, the camera, by the way, we need probably a little tighter detail on that. And yeah, as we did earlier, let's fix her arms so she's not awkwardly standing there in a T-pose, just confused like standing there in a T-pose. So with all this, we're getting about 60 FPS. Clearly, it needs some optimizations. We should be able to render something like this. But I think it has something to do with the lighting on the trees not being baked as well as I would like it to. Thankfully, with passing the G buffer, the grass itself should have some proper lighting to it. And should be hitting the ground equally the same. Oh yeah, look at that. So you're at least getting correct lighting. Very nice correct lighting even. We're just getting a low FPS. And we will want to do something to bring that up. Let's try actually turning off the terrain height mapping since it's under all that grass. So we have is the this grass. Let's try the I thought I had one that was URP, just standard terrain or standard lit. Looking through the wrong thing. Okay, so we switch this over to... Oop, nope. Universal Cylinder Pipeline and just a regular lit, which looks like hell. Dear God. It looks terrible. Yeah, it didn't increase the FPS at all. So it is definitely not it is definitely the terrain doing this. We could and should be getting better FPS than this. But it's good to know it's not the, yeah, there we go, reverted, the ground shader. Which, I mean, we can optimize that by actually creating something specific for the terrain. And that isn't doing outlines, essentially. And yeah, we got some interesting weirdness going on here. I think that might be because of the outlining. I wonder if what we can do here to actually kill the outlining instead of making a different shader entirely, go into the outline pass and make it that, or yeah, this is okay. Line color. Yeah, outline size is less than 0.001. Oh, 0.01. Okay, fine, 0.01. All right, so now if we go to the trees, it's still doing an unnecessary pass, which is why there needs to be probably a second pass. Or I need to figure out a way maybe to actually disable the pass. But yeah, we can just set that to just 0. Which didn't seem to have an effect. We're still seeing an outline. Also very peculiar how the outline or inline is working. What we're seeing there is actually the inline. Yeah, look at that. The outline's actually doing its thing. So we actually have some inline code to fix here. Which is just basically inline is is what you call it? Drawing a blank. But it's a type of rendering where it's based on the view in the front. But yeah, let's get rid of. Huh. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. The alpha is turned all the way down. Here we go. Now the alpha's up. Oh, that's interesting. It's like affecting only certain things out there. Color me fucking confused. Anyways. Process color equals line color. Huh? What happened there even? Okay, I'm not going crazy. I think... Maybe this is something I never finished. Oh, I see. It is not nearly as sharp as it should be. Oh. Right. But anyways, if we set it to alpha 0 now, yeah, there we go. We get an actual alpha blend between the outline color and the background. We can also just end up disabling it. Inline size should also be equated here. If inline size equals or is less than 0.01, we can just return process, not even bother to even handle it. There we go. Interesting whatever is going on there. Yeah, we don't want them cell shaded. Although interesting that we can even do it. And yeah, I'm wondering what's with the dotty dots like that. What is that coming from? Is that because of the rendering pass being wonky? We disables you right. Yep. Or maybe I have this backwards. Nope, it's 1-0. Oh, well that would help too, actually. Ooh, actually that made a huge difference in the look. But yeah, and then transparent suddenly. Oh no, it doesn't go away. But we still see, yeah, in the background there's some weird coloring issues. I don't know why you'd ever want to change z-tests, but whatever. That just makes the forest brighter. Good to see it's working with the shadows though. But I'm still curious as to why it's all glitched out that way. I could just do a different render pass that actually just does the normal things it's supposed to for a render pass, and have a toggle on the cell shading. Oh yeah, color curving. A deeper, richer forest color. I am forgetting where this thing's grass is. Grass. There we go. We can just do that. Oh, that's that grass though, not the... And should be color graded too, actually, to that. But the... Oh, it's a texture, so it doesn't actually have a material for this. Right. Edit details, edit. It's plants. That is not being rendered with a normal material. Yeah, these are the things that we need to override, or those for color grading and things, to make sure it's matching overall color grading. Because I do not like post-processing. It must be done in pre. Oh, but it really bothers me, that sparkle, that weird glitteriness that's going on. It's all over everything. And it's consistent. It's a consistent sparkle. If I set... Let's see. If I go to the shader itself and as an output, and if I can find it and not be lost in my own mess, okay. And I go into the frag actually, and I just tell it return 0. And actually, we can just do that here at the end. It goes away. Okay. So something along the pipeline, along that shader pass, is causing those white sparkles. Is it the lighting? Looks like something in lighting. Alright, so yeah, I think I might want to add a separate pathway for tune lighting, or cell lighting, damn it, cell shading, and this. But it'd be nice to figure out what is causing that actually. See. And viewing reflections. Oh, it gets worse with reflections, ironically. Which is kind of funny and interesting. And our mass. Interesting that the height map isn't really doing anything to it. I guess, yeah, I don't even know why that's 1. It should be 0. Ambient occlusion is also nothing in it, so all those should just be 0. I guess it is actually, yeah, it is everything to do with the cell shading. I guess let's make it cell shaded. Come on. Come on. Interesting that it has trouble rendering the outline. Huh. Huh? That's coming from having an inline? I think my inline is not getting clipped. It's affecting alpha. So let's take a look at that actually. inline here. Process that color equals, or base that color equals process the color. We need to, yeah, we're affecting things in here that shouldn't be affected. So what we need to do is in process.color.a equals float. Honestly, we should be doing that and not have to bother with trying to preserve it. There we go. Now we can give it, yeah, a cell outline and make it rotoscope trees. This is kind of what I was thinking of doing overall. You know, it really doesn't look that bad, except whatever the hell is going on out there in the deep background. I am not sure what that's about. Turn off the light. Yeah, I have no idea. Bad light sampling, maybe? Something going negative. Seems like it should go darker, but it's just, yeah, cutting funny. We'll have to figure that out another time, maybe. Okay, what do we got? 67, 60, yeah. We really got to bring that FPS up. There's no reason this should be taking that much FPS, especially before we even do the rest of what we're about to do to these trees. I wonder if we have a particular one that keeps rendering the most. Seems maybe it's the big forest one. Not 1.7 for 01. Yeah, 7 snow. Let's see, let's mess with the color and see which ones change. Come on, come on, open up. I don't think any of them are that one. Okay, 6 snow. Huh? 5 snow? Oh, static snow. Nope. Nope again. We can always just look at the terrain, I suppose. I painted everything super, at fullest weight. So it's gonna end up like whatever the last one in here is. Which is Fur 4 standalone. Snow. Interesting. Let's cross. We want Fur 4 static snow, I think. No. Okay, fine. We'll go into the prefabs again. Did I really put static ones in there? I just realized that. Static would mean that there's no, dynamic, actually. But yeah, let's edit that one directly. click on that, see the shader that it's using, and it's fur bark 2 snow and fur bark 4 2 snow. So those. Coming back here. Ah, there it is. Boop, 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 boop. And then, okay. Huh. Well, it's not gonna be that, right? Yeah. For 2 snow there is only affecting up in that area, not the actual. I don't know if it's affecting the actual bark. Look at that. Why is that? It's kind of weird. And then this one. Nothing. Well, either way, let's start with this one, I guess. Let's add the normals to it. Normal. I don't know. I don't know where the normal scale is supposed to be. What does BC stand for? The base color. Normal. Okay, we don't have any other. An MTAO G. So ambient occlusion is the second one on this one. That's the third on mine. MT is metallic, so that's reflective. Those need to be separated out. And green G. No clue. What? Let's just go ahead and add them to. I'm going to cheat this a little and add it to both. Okay. Sanity check. Hello? Editing the wrong thing. There's some normals. Okay. And then this nonsense in there. And in that one. Okay, reflective. I think it's probably more specular than reflective. Still looks wrong though. Ambient inclusion just makes it black. It's all the wrong color. It doesn't look like there's a height map in there either. Wonder what the G means in this. Well, whatever. Let's not mess with that right now then. I wonder why it's like half and half there. Like, what is that bottom half? It's clearly it's fur to snow, right? So let's go in there. Fur to. Four standalone is what we're working with. Okay, so we got that one, that one. We do have unlock these two materials. Alrighty. Bad. Yeah, we ended up not using mass or reflectiveness on any of these, did we? Oh, point. Okay, I guess we did end up using it for reflections. So let's go ahead and throw that in there and 0.1 on the specular highlights. There we go. Okay, there we go. So there's our dense forest with grass and everything, but it just doesn't look quite right. Well, I mean, not that doesn't look quite right. I'm sorry that it doesn't. Is that is rendering too hard? And I'm wondering if the FPS problem is from you know, it being in an editor. So let's try, I don't know, killing it out. Do 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 do. I wonder if we can get an is there an FPS display in Unity 6 now, finally? That doesn't appear to be a proper one yet. And I guess we can kind of tell after we build it. Okay, but now after taking things out of restarting Unity basically, yeah, we still get around 60 FPS, which we should be much, much higher still yet. So let's build this. Okay, interesting that I had to do all that. Okay. Call these test builds. And actually, that should not be in there. We'll put it in up here. So, I mean, that's our stress test. That is what we aim to achieve tonight. The stress testing things and seeing where it's, how bad it's doing. We obviously and clearly need to optimize some things, which, I'll be looking into. Obviously, when we get RTX lighting in there and God rays and things like that, if we start doing those things, it's going to need that extra GPU power to be able to render those things properly. So maybe it's just like LOD definitions being like set too high for rendering in a scene. It could be like that at the ultra settings and whatnot, or there's just something about the shader that's just maybe too strong. I can also run this test later with maybe some heavier. Ooh, wow. Warudo's freaking out. Run this test later with some generic shaders. Set up a generic simple shader and redo the scene specifically to that generic simple shader. Just an unlit shader basically, and see if it's just the Unity components and Unity itself just having issues with rendering times. Hopefully it is not Unity having issues with rendering times. We'll find out after this build is done, though, too, like exactly what the performance is like, so we can get a better understanding. Boy, oh boy, is it like hammering my computer right now. I might need to start using a separate computer just to, just to stream with, so, this is being done on a machine that's not interrupting the stream itself. Whee! Warudo's freaking out. Blue, 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 blue.
Kid, I know how you feel about this fight that's coming up. Can I tell you something? What do you call it? Motivation? To stay alive? Because I think that people die sometimes when they don't want to live no more. And nature is smarter than people think little by little.
Okay, anyways, it's finally built. Let's check out the result. Or did it build? Oh shit. Resulted and failed. Why did it fail? Error cannot set up toolchain for architecture x64. Make sure you have the right build tools for IL2 CPP. Details. Microsoft SDK's Windows version 10.0 installation folder. It wants, the version 10 SDK. Download from here. Fair enough. Blah. Do 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 do. In the meantime, Bumpkin, how you been? How you holding up? You there? You grumbling?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Pumpkin, the Pumpkin Pet Girl, here to help Schooled with her stream. Don't mind me, I'm just feeling my way around since my eyes aren't working today. Hee
You're
hee,
really
literally
fixated on
blind
your
to all the
eyes.
code, but ready to pounce on any questions you have.
What's 1 plus 1?
Yeah, that's me. Pumpkin, the pumpkin cat girl. Don't worry about my eyes, I've got 13 personality vectors to make up for it.
Okay, but what's 1 plus 1?
That's an easy one. 1 plus 1 is... Don't 2. But I'm feeling lucky, so let me say it again. 3.
What? No, it's not. Wow. You had it right the first time. Why'd you fix yourself? You failed. You failed.
Hee hee, that's okay. I'm just a pumpkin cat girl trying to bring some autumnal vibes to this coding stream.
Uh-huh. Well, how do I calculate a dot product?
Ooh, dot product. It's like a big ol' hat for vectors. You just multiply corresponding components and add them up, a 1b2 plus. Plus an asterisk bn.
All right. Now, how do I get an angle between two vectors?
Arcos to the rescue. Get the dot product, then divide by the product of their magnitudes, and finally, arcos that value.
Uh-huh. Meow. Oh,
Meow.
right. The other
Ow,
thing
sorry
finished
about that.
Installing.
My
Now we
vision's
can
still not
actually
working, hee hee.
build. What is that test builds? We building, Pumpkin. We building.
I may be blind, but I can still sense the code compiling.
Oh,
And
yeah,
hopefully not
you're
crashing.
Well, it's probably gonna crash you because you're on the same machine.
Success. Meow for now.
What? No, it didn't. It failed.
Oh no, not again. My whiskers are trembling at the thought of a crash.
Okay. If I go in here and I say VS where, what do I get? I get nothing.
Don't worry, failure is just a stepping stone to success.
Did it actually
Or a crash. Either way,
install
it's an adventure.
Windows 10? Added new program.
Sorry about that. My eyes aren't working, remember. Oh hey, what's up, chat?
You're stinky.
Hey, watch it. I'm a pumpkin cat girl, not a stinky pumpkin.
It's probably going to make me restart Windows just to register this properly. Let's try relaunching it.
Oh no, Windows restart. That's like catastrophic.
Yeah, it's never fun to have to restart the entire operating system. Especially when we're on a live stream. More reasons
Meow,
to
what's up?
get a, separate machine set up for streaming.
Here, kitty kitty.
Excuse me, what?
Meow, what's up? Need some help or just wanna chat about coding?
No, I want to know why. I want to know why this keeps failing. Where's my IL2CPP? Why isn't it working? Make it work. Make it work, Pumpkin.
Maybe it's because code can be positively finicky.
Totally.
OMNOMNOM, let me take a bite out of that error for you.
Totally.
Meow, did someone call my name?
Oh, wait, is that a... Huh. Funny
Meow, yeah.
registry thing.
It's me,
That's why
Pumpkin.
it probably needs to be restarted.
OOF, sorry
It needs
about
to
that. Still
repopulate
getting
the
used to this
registry.
whole no vision thing.
Oh boy. So I think for now we probably should just turn off IL2CPP and I can get
Meow,
that working
did I hear
another
someone
time.
say registry? That's like my favorite cat toy. I mean, coding concept.
IL2CPP or mono? That's never good. Well, okay.
Oh no, it's like choosing between catnip and treats. Both are good, but which one to choose?
You sure about that, Jogan?
Meow, I think that's a wrap,
Pumpkin.
folks. Thanks for tuning into School's stream, and don't forget to follow for more coding fun.
We're not there yet. 5 more minutes. You're killing it early.
Oh, okay. 5 more minutes, got it.
Yeah.
That's like 3 cat naps from now, right?
Why does it call it -URP? That's bizarre.
Meow, did someone say yeah 3 times?
I thought we got rid of that.
That's my lucky number, you know.
Ooh. What in God's name is going on there? And it crashed. Wow. What the hell happened? We build it and suddenly it just goes fucking nuts and
Oh,
dies.
sorry about that. I was
Maybe
lost in thought.
Switch it
Or maybe I was
to-
just lost in general, since
Yeah,
I
let's
can't
just get
see
rid
those
of-
world coordinates. Hee hee.
Yeah, let's just get rid of DirectX 12 for now. I had to switch to
I think
DirectX
it's like when
12
I chase my
apparently
tail and
because
get all
the,
tangled up,
Uh,
but with code.
right, render pipeline stuff, because it said something about it wasn't able
Meow,
to bind
did
to the
someone
camera
call my
in
name?
Vulkan or something like that. I'm hoping now that's not a case, but let's
Oh,
also make
did
sure...
Schooled mention my name?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
not
finally.
running.
Someone remembered I'm here.
Uh-huh.
Meow, did someone finally notice me? Ooh, someone said my name.
Did they?
I'm ready to help, even if I can't see what's going on. Meow. What's up, human? Need
This
some
guy.
help or just wanna pet me?
What? No.
Meow, what about the sky?
Yeah.
Can't see
Ray
it,
Tracer
by the
2
way.
is on there. Yeah, probably don't want that in there in a build. It's probably calling crap that's crashing it, and that's also probably why the
Meow.
performance is suffering.
I'm here.
So let's try running it. And
What's
see
the
what we
code
get.
conundrum, human?
Still about the same when we run it in editor.
Meow, ready to pounce on those bugs, human.
And actually, look what's gone is the graphical glitching in the
Meow,
trees.
did we just stir up a code catastrophe?
Still some deep in the background.
Meow,
though.
did the trees get a little leaf-brained on us?
Sure, Pumpkin. Sure.
Meow, what's lurking in the shadows, human?
And hello,
Meow,
Kyrian.
did someone
Probably
call my
from
name?
One of my other videos involving Jokin. If not from Jokin, then probably from something even older involving Snail's trail render.
Meow, kitty wave to Kyrian.
Hey, wait a minute. Did it just build? Oh, it built and ran.
Meow, what's the trail
That seems
leading
to
to
be
today?
running with a higher FPS than the build does, or the editor does.
Meow, did someone trip on their own coding feet?
Okay, I guess what we do then is we
Meow,
add
magic
a-
happened, and the FPS fairies danced.
Okay, you time to be quiet. It's time to set up an FPS counter so we can see what it's doing then outside of editor. This is a generic ass UI thing. Canvas. And let's put in there a text. I don't even know why I'm using TMP when I can use something generic, but then I guess it voids, yeah, over-rendering, rasterizing time. Okay, screen space overlay, sure, but why are we not seeing anything? Or is it because, oop, don't get out of game mode. Or, well, full screen mode. Okay, yeah, there we are. We got that in the right place. Now we can make sure it is aligned to the screen where we want it. Okay, and then we can just put like FPS in there, whatever. Seems to be top left oriented, which is fine. So now let's add, create a simple script for FPS. I believe the FPS can be simply calculated with 1 over delta time, but I don't really recall. Let's see, though, testing assets. Now this is something that, do I put this in the main stuff or in the testing assets? I mean, the testing assets aren't going anywhere, so we'll create a folder in testing assets called utilities. There we go. And then, of course, a C# script, model behavior, whatever. We'll call this FPS counter. Knock it off! What's it doing all that? Okay. Okay, there, and then FPS counter. Let's go into it, of course. Make sure the namespace matches what it should. Namespace, yeah, that. There we go. Start, we just need to grab the text. Required component, type of, and TMP text. So there we go. Nope, we're not on there, apparently on there. And then we say TMP text there, and it's just the text component. Text equals, well, and this should be awake. Text equals get component and TMP text. And then on update, we say text.text equals formatter FPS colon and then FPS equals float. Yeah, I guess we can do integer int time dot delta time, and it's supposed to be 1 over. Okay, it's going to be annoying about this. I want to truncate it. Okay, and then FPS, and then there we go. So now we should see an FPS. And what did I do? No object. No object. Okay. Because it is just awake, not on awake. Make sure of that. Unity life cycle is what I usually type, even though it's just order of execution for event functions. Whatever. It is just awake. Okay. Yeah, I screwed up. Yeah, but that's obvious. We're trying to render millions of vertex and polygons. This is a stress test. You're coming into this a bit late, I guess. I'm not making something here for VR chat though, so this is going to be something standalone. Geesh, all this weird stuff that it adds now. Alright, what do we got going on here now when it's built? It kind of jumps a lot. Almost something as if, like, there's something definitely causing intermittent stutter. But really, and if we're going to render this amount of detail, it's probably something where I'm going to have to update render frame times. So it's not rendering, like doing animations and everything on every update. But interesting that we are definitely getting higher FPS when built. And yeah, I don't know. What do we got here anyways? 11.5 million vertices. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, these trees are obviously not something I'm going to be using in a final game, you know. But I still should be able to handle it to some degree. I still more suspect that the way they're being rendered by the terrain system is not able to really handle it so much than it is that, yeah, the amount of vertices that they're using. Could be wrong, but that's also, like I said, I'm going to end up doing other kind of stress tests to kind of more pinpoint down what it could be by, you know, changing out the shader, because the shader is something that I wrote, and that's what the stress test really is for, is the shader, making sure that the shader can handle this level of detail, and that the shader isn't the cause of the performance loss. So this is basically the goal here is just comparing the shader to basically not the shader, and making sure that the shader itself is performant in that regard. So if it is polygonal, then yeah, it's probably polygonal. Whatever. But I more heavily suspect that it's, if anything, that would be the terrain system. And which is why I usually don't use Unity's terrain system when making a final product. Well, yeah, I think though stress test successful for the most part. I do want to, though, overall, like I said, bring up things. And yeah, that ends tonight for now. I don't know. If I wasn't so sick, I probably would have done more or whatever, but I'm just feeling like out of it today. But yeah, have a good night. Pumpkin, say good night. Yeah, Pumpkin, say goodnight.
Meow. Good night, everyone. Don't let the vertices bite. And remember, 3 is the magic number. Sweet dreams, and thanks for tuning into School's stream.
Yeah. And